All right, 11-2 is starting to compare positive and negative numbers. Okay, we're starting to use what things called greater than and less than. All right, so when you're comparing and ordering integers, you want to compare them based upon their value. Okay, based upon how big or small they are. Okay, so for instance, if I have -3, anything to the right of -3 is going to be greater than, and then anything to the left of -3 is going to be less than -3. Okay? So here, anything to the right, -3 is less than it. Anything to the left of -3, -3 is greater than it. Okay? So looking at -4 and 2, well, is 2 to the right of -4 or to the left of -4? Well, looking here, it's to the right, so therefore 2 is greater than -4, or you could say -4 is less than 2. And that's how I would say it. -4 is less than 2. You always read left to right. Okay? Same thing here. -3, -5. All right? Well, -5 is to the left of -3, so therefore -3 is greater than -5. Okay? So looking at this, how you know how to point the thing, the point, okay, the point side is less than, the open side is greater than. Okay? So wherever the point is means less than, that number or value is less than. Okay? And wherever the open side is means that that value is greater than. So this means that 2 is greater than -4. That means that -3 is greater than -5. Or point side, -4 is less than 2, or -5 is less than -3. Okay? But remember, how you read it is left to right. So looking at this, 0 and -4. -4 is to the left of 0, so that means that 0 is greater than -4. Remember, read left to right. So 0 is greater than -4. Now, when you're ordering them, ordering integers, okay, you got to pay attention to what they want you to do. So I want to order these numbers from least to greatest. That means the smallest being on the left and the greatest number being on the far right. So first we got to figure out what the smallest number is. Well, is -2 greater than or less than 4? Well, -2 is less than. Is 1 greater than or less than -2? It's greater than. So it goes -2 because -2 is the smallest number. And then on here, is 1 greater than 4 or less than 4? Well, 1 is less than 4, so 1 goes in the middle, and then it would be 4. So this goes from least to greatest. And then on this one, it wants you to go from greatest to least. So it wants you to put the greatest on the far left and then go towards the smallest number. So looking at this, -2 is less than 0. 0 is less than 2, and -5 is less than 2. So therefore, 2 is the greatest number. 0 is greater than -2 and -5, so 0. -2 is greater than -5, so therefore -2. And then therefore -5 is what's left, so it is the smallest number. So you got to pay attention to the direction that you're supposed to go.